Hey y'all, this is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 3. Now, before I get into the review, you know what I gotta do. Look, y'all thought I was playing when I said I love this song. I love it. So yeah, every time they play it, I might have to play it on here. I'm just saying. Anywho, this was a decent episode. And thank y'all for joining me at night. I just came from work. I wasn't doing anything, but I was just watching Married to Medicine a second time, taking notes. So yeah, I was being very productive. So yeah, let's get into it. So we open with our usual montage, starting with Dr. Jackie, because we start every episode with Dr. Jackie and her patient of the day, to some of the other women and seeing what they're doing. We're now with Miss Quad, and she's, waiting on her man to come over. And when he comes over, he surprises her with a brand new Rolls Royce pulling up in the driveway. This scene was not staged at all. She's excited, of course, saying double R's everywhere. Double R's everywhere. That's cute. And she said it's the perks of dating someone who owns a luxury car rental service. So I'm just wondering, did he give her a used Rolls Royce? Did he really buy it? How does that work? Can somebody help me out in the chat? Because I was asking my friend, he didn't know what I was, he doesn't really know too much about, I guess, renting luxury vehicles, but I'm just like, so is it one of his rentals? Did he buy it for her? For real? Yeah. Help me out in the chat. Or if you're watching this review later, help me out. Cause I'm just like, are we really faking the funk here? He then surprises her with a huge Louis Vuitton box in the trunk. And then we see him join her in her confessional. She is happy as a clam, y'all. And he looks so much like Pleasure P to me from Pretty Ricky. Doesn't he? It's hard for me not to see it. But good for Quad. You can definitely tell that she needs a man to validate her existence. And I'm happy for her. They're now discussing babies already. And it just seems like, well, she says she's ready to have one. It just seemed like it was really weird for her to just jump to right to having babies and talking about IVF before engagement, because, I guess the cool thing to do is have the baby first, but I feel like marriage, makes things legal, like a business and stuff like that to protect you. So I'm not sure why she wouldn't, why is she rushing? She says in her previous marriage, she didn't want to bring a child into that environment. And I mean, let's be honest, she didn't like that man. I think she's in the honeymoon phase right now. It's only been a year. But yeah, when you're in your late 30s or early 40s, I guess time be ticking. I'm not a woman. I don't know. But I have experience with some friends who really get it out the way. I have a best friend who she literally got married and had the kid with all in 2 years. And I was just like, go sis, because she had everything else. So yeah, let me see what y'all talking about. Hey Chris, when's the next pop roast? It is coming up. It's next week. This weekend, I guess. Thank you. I really enjoy being on DJ Richie Sky's channel. We have some good talks. I think it's one of his rentals, and it's probably on lease or something like that. But now, I'm gonna expect to see that Rolls Royce after the show as well. I just hope we're not gonna see all of this money flaunting to prove her man's rich this season. Exactly. Let's see. Next scene. We're at Toya's husband, Eugene's practice. Toya brought one of her sons with her, and his dad is now discussing puberty to him. And then Toya blurts out how he'll start having wet dreams. And the son made the mistake of saying he had that already. And Toya reacts to that the same way a mom sees a newborn like talking or walking. And if I was her kid, I would be mortified having this discussion, on camera. But more power to him. Like I don't know. Like I was uncomfortable just like on Potomac when the kids were talking about divorce. But dude, I don't know. I don't remember talking to my parents about my puberty or whatever. I don't know. It's been so long. No, I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to my mom about things like that. I always talk to my friends about sex and stuff like that. We were like, what, 11 to 13, talking about girls and stuff like that. I felt uncomfortable, but then at the same time, they seem so comfortable that it's normal to them. I don't watch this show, but I enjoy your commentary. Well, thank you. Give a ninja a click in the view. But when her son leaves the room, they're talking about Eugene's practice and how he switched from working ER to another branch of health and wellness. He does hormone therapy for men and women. Toya sees dollar signs in her eyes and wants him to incorporate Botox at his practice. But Eugene is telling her he wants to take it one step at a time and he wants to start small. Next scene, we're with Simone and Cecil arriving at their rental investment property, i.e., the apartment they bought their sons. They scheduled a cleaning day, and their kids are nowhere to be found. It seems like a constant issue where Simone wants her kids to be independent adults, but they keep resisting. And maybe it's because, the parents always coddled and spoiled them. Because wasn't this an issue last season? And then seeing how Cecil treats the kids like he's a doormat basically. But is that really a bad thing? Because in this economy, look, you'll have the 25, 26-year-olds still at home with their parents. If they're really trying to teach them independence, they might have to cut them off. But I think it's too late for that. The oldest son is what? He's 23. And then the youngest son, I think he's 21. I don't know. But Simone is then updating Cecil on Quad's new man. Simone feels it's the same Quad not sharing her life with the ladies. She said this in the last episode. But anywho, they're just cleaning and then they decide to charge their kids for their services. Cute scene. I mean, I like Simone and Cecil. I mean, at least we're seeing a plot line between the two of them. I can't say the same for Jackie and her man who we hardly see on the show. Next scene, we are at Contessa's house, which is very nice, by the way. Phaedra is visiting and they're chatting about the last time they were all together and the drama between Heavenly and Sweet Tea. Contessa says she understands Sweet Tea's frustration because she's wanted to choke the hell out of Heavenly her damn self. Now, cut to her confessional, and she does give good reasons why she wants to put the pause on Heavenly. I don't disagree. She even then compares Heavenly to an arsonist, and spot on. No hyperbole there. Sweet Tea then comes over and joins the conversation about, how problematic Heavenly is. They then catch her up on what happened at Quad's party. And Sweet Tea with the shade in her confessional. She's saying, she's happy for Quad and, she hope he has some money because she knows how important that is to her. Well, okay. Now, I like you, Sweet Tea, and I got to keep it fair, but let's not forget, you wanted access to the money. Your damn self. So let's keep it a buck. For real. So then the ladies are discussing doing a girls trip where everyone is invited and, no one is left out. They're thinking about doing like a cowboy theme due to Cowboy Carter, of course. I think it came out around that time. I forgot they did something like a hold down on like a previous season. And then there's Toya as a mom, a new fearless breed. They should not even have to set up a cleaning day, even if they're spoiled. Who wants to be that messy? Yeah, like, well, I guess it's because they're not paying rent still. I'm pretty sure they're not paying rent in that apartment. And, Simone and Cecil, I just feel like they're helicopter parents, and there always will be. Mm. Contessa put her own business out there. Well, she did, but Heavenly took it a step further. And her and Heavenly were actually cool at one point. Like, it first started out with Contessa, but they got cool at one point until Contessa started having issues with Scott. And then Heaven, like she was telling her business to Heavenly, which was the wrong thing to do. So then I think Heavenly went online with that and she didn't like that. So yeah, I mean, if anything, at least Sweet Tea had a catchphrase that we remember: access to the money. With those big ass chompers she got. Mm. But moving on, next scene we're at Dr. Heavenly's practice where she's coaching her son who's becoming a dentist just like his mom. It's a nice scene to see, Heavenly being professional at something other than being messy and evil. And then afterward, next scene, we're at Dr. Jackie's practice. Like, this is the episode where we're just getting all the women one-on-one. I don't mind it. I mean, it's an entertaining show. Excuse me. But this scene, it's Dr. Jackie's celebrity patient of the week. And this week it's a basketball player from the WNBA. And as always, Jackie is just giving us fun facts along with the PSA. And Jackie does her part on this show. I guess that's what it is. She just brings like a legitimacy to the show because anything else that's going on in Jackie's private life, I feel like we're not gonna get. Like, I'm hoping that I'm wrong because we're only 3 episodes in. We still got about 12 weeks to go, but again, I want Jackie to like step it up, please. Moving on, next scene we see, majority of the ladies receiving invites to the girls trip organized by Phaedra, Contessa, and Sweet Tea. We're getting a montage of their reactions, and it's mostly met with surprise and skepticism. Cut to Heavenly's confessional, and she thinks they're gonna hog tie her ass and beat her up, like again. And I'm just like, if you keep thinking that these women are going to whip your ass, then you might want to stop doing things that, make you deserve an ass whipping. Like, that's what I think. I think she knows what she's doing constitutes for an ass whipping, and it might come to her. I just know this go round, Contessa, she is sitting on pause and waiting to press play. Then next we're with Toya, who gives us a rundown of who all is beefing. And it's funny this season that she's not beefing with anybody. So let's have the scoreboard up right now. So it's Heavenly and Sweet Tea and Quad and Simone. And then we have who else? I'm missing somebody else. Oh, Heavenly and Contessa. So yeah, 4 beefs to settle, but most of it has to do with Heavenly and Quad. I will say though, I mean, thanks to production, because without Heavenly and Quad, there would be no conflict, unfortunately. So the next scene, we're with Phaedra filming with Apollo of all people. He's picking the kids up before Phaedra leaves for the girls' trip. She tells us that she's on good terms with Apollo for the sake of their children, but she does not let him in the house ever. And she says because she doesn't want that energy in her home. Damn. And, he's crazy. And I just think that's interesting. Like, even if, my parents are divorced or whatever, my dad is still allowed in the house. And sometimes they'll have their shady banter because my mom, she has a smart ass mouth. I mean, that's where I get it from. So she can't help herself to be shady. So they'll be sparring sometimes, but it's not to the point where she doesn't want my dad to come in the house. And that's enough of Chris's business. They continue talking as the kids get in the car. And Phaedra tells Apollo that she heard that he ran into Toya, who, of course, was being messy, telling her in this flashback that she heard about him stepping out on his current girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure what she is to him. And then had the nerve to ask Apollo about it and then comment that, oh, you want to get back with Phaedra? Highly inappropriate because Phaedra don't talk to you like that. So, and then you're trying to find out information through Apollo. I mean, it's messy, but I'll allow it. We cut to production asking Toya, does she thinks she was being messy? And she says she's not, and points out that Phaedra is very guarded with the group and doesn't really disclose much about herself, which I agree with. And we see a flashback from last season. Like, the only thing Phaedra brought to the show last season was new viewers and, some mess, with the sweet tea thing, bringing Quad in the picture, and then, her messy commentary. But let's be honest, like, Phaedra, she was stunt casting at the end of the day. And it helped because she was, like, on fire after the Traitors. And I think, definitely I saw at BravoCon, some white people were commenting how they watch Married to Medicine now because of Phaedra. And it is what it is. Let's see. Sweet Tea was being a hypocrite. Quad is flaunting around his money, though. Honestly, nobody wants a broke man. I mean, that's true. That is very true. But, Quad is, she's contradictory as well. Not inviting Sweet Tea to her birthday, but she had the audacity last season to go to Sweet Tea's bachelorette party. You don't know why Quad annoys me? I know why Quad annoys me. I can list it off, like Angie with her damn scroll. Jackie stopped sharing her private life when Curtis had that affair. She literally said never ever again. Well, she needs to get off reality TV then. I don't like that. Since I've been watching this show, Heavenly and Daddy are the only ones that never had marital issues because that man is a king to her. She is very submissive and subservient to him. I was literally just telling my friend that. Like, she will never, go against him because I feel like what her and Quad have in common, they center themselves, with men. Like, they're male worshipers and their validation is connected to a man. Like, I'm just being real. I know I've been on Heavenly's channel, but that's just how I feel. That, I'm just saying my opinion. But yeah, I just feel like she would give Daddy all of the passes. Heavenly hides her marriage. Absolutely. This season of Married to Medicine is a little sleepy. It just started. Oh my God. They're laying the groundwork. Give him some time. Toya was being messy. She should have been asking about him and Phaedra, not him and his current wife. Yeah, it really is. Let's see. Production told Quad to go to Sweet Tea's party. She had a call time and showed up for work. That don't mean it's right. She had a choice. So next scene, we're with Sweet Tea and Greg. T lets us know that her sister, who I think is her twin, is pregnant, and I know that low-key has to sting for her. Dr. G even says in the confessional that they feel even more pressure to get pregnant now. So her and G are having a conversation in their kitchen about, their journey getting pregnant. And it seems like she's still having these complications. She then asks G, like, what is his cutoff in trying to have a baby? And he tells her 2 years. And I guess she didn't expect that answer. And it's not the one she wanted to hear, which is, really soon for her. And I'm just thinking, like, at some point, they need to consider surrogacy. And I'm just wondering, is Sweet Tea, does she have that mindset whereas, like, having pride carrying a child, like, she's not a real mom if she didn't carry her child. But I mean, if your life is at risk of having a baby, much like, what's her face? Caroline Stansberry, like, she knew that she would put her life at risk if she had to carry another child. Like, her doctor told her that. So I'm like, there's nothing wrong. Like, I don't think there's any shame in getting surrogacy. And it feel like he got the money to do it. But yeah, I'm rooting for her. I really hope that, she's successful. Why is Jackie there? I'm tired of seeing her doctor's office. I mean, like I said earlier, she's there for legitimacy. She's the most seasoned doctor on the show. I mean, she brought Kamala Harris on the show. So it is what it is, but I agree with y'all. Like, she needs to be demoted to friend or something, because she's not pulling her weight like the other ladies. Next scene, we get a montage of all the ladies packing for the girls' trip. Did they actually say the location? That's what I was wondering, because all I heard was, there's going to be a cowboy theme. They're going to be trying to, like, roughing it a little bit. Meanwhile, we see Heavenly talking to Simone on FaceTime, saying that, she talked to Phaedra earlier, and she asked her, was she good with Contessa? And it seems like Heavenly thinks that she's in a good place with Contessa. I mean, I'm not sure why she thought that. She then says in her confessional that it seems that everybody in this group wants an apology. And she says the problem is she's the only one apologizing, and then has the nerve to ask, for credit. And I'm confused because, Heavenly, didn't you say in a previous episode that your apologies really mean anything? So yeah, no credit for you. None. I mean, the audacity. Simone says she thinks Contessa just wants her and Sweet Tea to be in a good place so they can bridge the gap. And Heavenly snaps at Simone, asking her, well, why would Contessa even be involved? Simone stops her right there. She gets a little loud. She's like, your tone has changed with me. I am not Contessa and Sweet Tea. I really hope that we get Simone angry this season, because I need an outburst from her. I really do. You're out of control. Like, I want to hear her go off on somebody. Next scene, the ladies are all at the airport, and it looks like they're going to Orlando. I was thinking somewhere a little bit more West Coast, like even Southwest, Texas, but whatever. The ladies land, and they're riding in 2 separate cars. They're all anticipating drama ahead. We then see an explosive preview of what's to come, a lot of arguments, and then a potential skirmish between Contessa and Heavenly, with Contessa even saying, square up, ho, which I cannot wait. We then cut back to the ladies praying in the car, and that is where the episode ends. And that's why I'm like, this episode was laying the groundwork for what's to come in the next few episodes. So I'm just like, we got to be patient. This is only episode 3, and I feel like, they've been giving it. We have 4 feuds going on. I'm still entertained. I thought the preview was really good. My question is, do we think Contessa is going to get booted off the show, like for attacking Heavenly? Because I hope not. I hope that's not the case, because then they already run off Phaedra at some point in the season. So we shall see. I give this episode, I'm being nice, very generous. I'm going to say an 8 out of 10. I still think this is the most like well-rounded cast on Bravo. I'm happy with this so far. And look, it's not New York. At least it's not New York. Have you discussed Quad's gift? Well, let me see. I thought someone asked me. Oh, have you discussed Quad's gift from King? I did. You must have came in late, but I'm about to end the video now. This was a little short review because, not that much went on, but 26 minutes is still, some good time. I would love an ultimate girls trip with Simone and Meredith. The meltdowns and screaming those two get in. Yeah, like when you activate Simone and Meredith, you get some really good sound bites. For real, for real. This car ride made me realize Phaedra has no friends. She's on the wrong team. Well, she puts herself on an island. Like her only allies are Sweet Tea, the new girl, and the friend of what Contessa used to be. She might as well be a main cast member, but she's the friend of now. And I like this. I like the threesome of Heavenly, Sweet Tea, and Contessa. It just gives a different dynamic opposed to like the OGs. She got attacked allegedly by Contessa, but we'll see. I hope Contessa was not serious. Oh, she absolutely looked serious. She even said in the preview that the only abusive relationship that I've endured was from Heavenly. And I agree with that because Heavenly has been a bully to these women. She really has. So yeah, y'all, those are my thoughts on Married to Medicine. I'm about to watch Beverly Hills because, it's Tuesday night. I'm about to cook a little bit. Well, warm up my food. But yeah, I would love to hear what y'all thoughts are on the show. And yeah, with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all